In this video, we're learning about heat and thermal energy. So we'll cover the difference between heat and thermal energy in scientific terms, and then cover the factors that affect the energy needed to change an object's temperature. Let's start by exploring the difference between heat and thermal energy. In everyday language, we often use the word heat to refer to both thermal energy itself and the transfer of that energy. For example, we might say there's a lot of heat in this room, or I can feel the heat from the radiator. In science, however, these are two distinct concepts. The term thermal energy describes the motion of atoms or molecules within a substance. Put another way, it's the energy contained within the substance due to the movement of its particles. The faster the particles move, the more thermal energy they have. On the other hand, heat is something entirely different. It refers only to the transfer of thermal energy from one object to another. This transfer always occurs due to a temperature difference, and energy always flows from a warmer object to a cooler one. So when you touch a hot cup of coffee, the thermal energy transfers from the hot coffee cup to your colder hand, and we call this transfer of energy heat. Finally then, let's look at the factors that affect the energy needed to change an object's temperature. When you heat something up, you transfer energy to it to make its particles move faster. But different substances need different amounts of energy to achieve the same change in temperature. And this amount, the energy required, depends on three main factors. First, the type of material. Different materials have different specific heat capacities, and this is the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of the substance by 1 degree Celsius. Water, as an example, has a very high specific heat capacity, which is why it takes a long time to boil water. The second factor is the size of the substance. Larger amounts of the same substance require more energy to heat up than smaller amounts. This is why a small puddle warms up quickly in the sun, but a swimming pool takes longer. Thirdly, it depends on the environment. The surroundings can affect how quickly energy is transferred to or from an object. For instance, if we've got 2 hot cups of coffee, but one of them is insulated, then the insulated one will slow down the transfer of thermal energy compared to a non-insulated one.
If you haven't heard yet, you can find all of our videos on our website, cognito.org. You'll also find questions, flashcards, exam-style questions, and past papers. And we track all of your progress so that you always know what to study next. So sign up for free by clicking here, or browse our playlist here on YouTube.